Hello, hello. Hey, Believe It Nation. This is David Imonitie here. Super excited to be back on with you guys. Really pumped up for this live that we're having today. What an incredible 2021 it's been so far. Believe Nation is absolutely just growing every single day. I'm watching people transform their lives that are part of this platform, that are part of what it is that we're doing, and they're transforming their lives in so many different areas right now. And today we've got a very special guest that will be coming on here in a little bit. But I wanted to take the time out today to really talk about a few things that are really coming up. As you guys know, the biggest, I Believe experience is coming up. This is not the regular I Believe experience, one-day experience. This is actually going to be a 3-day I Believe experience that's happening. And it is off the chain, guys. This is going to be happening in Orlando, Florida, July the 16th, 17th, and 18th. All right. And we've got thousands of people that are actually going to be there from all around the world. This is going to be the event that is really going to transform 7 different areas of your life. I'm going to cover that here in a little bit. But guys, go ahead and get your tickets right away. We've got some gold tickets that are still left that you can take advantage of at that sale price, $397 to be in the gold section. We've got a lot of goodies for our gold ticket members as well. But if you want to go all out and you want to play full out, you definitely want to be a VIP member for this event here. $897. Normally it's $1597 for the VIP ticket. But we have that special that's going on till May the 15th. All right, May the 15th, that will actually come down or actually come up as well. So make sure you grab your tickets right now. This event, ladies and gentlemen, had a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of resources have been poured into it. A lot of experience has been poured into it as well, because we're going to take about 17 years of my experience when it comes to the power of believing on really how to transform your life. And I'm actually going to do a teaching really all 3 days, but I'm going to be joined by some other individuals that I'm really pumped up for you guys to really hear from. I'm not going to announce everybody right now, but I promise you this, you're going to be very excited when you see who else is actually going to be at this event. So go to believenation.events and grab your tickets now. And also, if you're a leader, if you're someone that says, you know what, I want to get 10 people on my team there, I want to get people in my organization at this event, we have a leadership package that's available for you, and you can get in contact with our support team and they can share with you how you can get your hands on the leadership pack, so where you can actually get 10 tickets at a time at a better rate as well. Okay, so if you're a leader, you build organizations, you're a leader of your team, you want to make sure you've got your entire organization at this event. You know, people ask me all the time, what exactly is Believe Nation? About 8 years ago, I sat down, this was 2013, and I'd done fairly well. I had been an entrepreneur since 2004, so what's that, 9 years, I guess. And, done well, made millions of dollars. But I said, okay, what else is there to life, right? Because it's not just about making money and having success. And I came up with a goal. I came up with a mission statement for my life. And that mission statement simply said I was going to positively impact the lives of over 1 billion people. And what it actually says is, Lord, when they hear me, let them hear you. Lord, when they see me, let them see you. And my whole goal in life now is to impart in people what it is that happened for me, right? How did I move from, living with my dad, having $1,000 to my name, sometimes having to sleep in my car, running out of gas in the middle of the street. How did I go and transform my life to where it is today? And I want to give that to the world. I want the world to experience that as well. And so I created I Believe. That's where it really started out. So it was I Believe, because I knew that was really how my life changed. That whole mission or that statement, that verse that actually says that all things are possible to those that believe. And when I understood the power of it, when I understood how it could really transform your life, and really take you to heights that you could never really believe. I started listening to audios like The Strangest Secret. I started listening to audios like The Magic of Believing. And I listened to it over and over and over and over again. And I started to see the results in my life. And now I wanted to give that to the rest of the world. And in 2010, about 3 years earlier, I actually went to a Tony Robbins event, UPW, Unleash the Power Within. And I saw it clear as day. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to inspire the world. And I didn't write the goal down at that time, but I wrote it down 3 years later that I was going to impact the lives of 1 billion people. So last year, I made a decision that I was going to go full force on this purpose. I continued in business and was teaching belief within that particular space, the network marketing space, the direct sales. But I knew that I could not just stay in that space, that I had to expand it, that I had to grow outside of the network marketing space. Nothing wrong with network marketing, but I knew in order for me to touch the lives of 1 billion people, I couldn't keep this information just for the company I was with or just for the industry that I was in. So I met with some business people, some business professionals, and they came up with the concept of Believe Nation. You know, creating a social media platform where people could actually be a part of, where they could get daily success habits directly from myself. And we did that all of last year. And we had over 40,000 people actually register for it, where they have access to trainings every single day. There's a community there where they can actually post pictures, they can post their comments, basically to really have the synergy of working together. And now we're expanding it. We're actually going to be launching the app. The app is going to be coming out very, very, very soon. It was supposed to come out maybe about a month ago, but when I saw it, I said, nope, it's not enough. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's make sure this is 1,000% right. And it's going to be when we actually roll it out. So I'm really pumped up for the team that we've built now that's going to be running the app to make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. All right. So it is going to be happening really soon. More than likely, I would say the app probably will be ready by or before the I Believe experience. Okay. It'll be great to actually roll it out at that event. So we got a lot of great things happening right now. We got a new book that's coming. Everybody's been asking, when are you going to release that? When are you going to release that? We're actually going to release the book on the birthday. All right, on the birthday. Now, anybody can guess what the birthday is for Believe Nation. It is April 15th. I know you thought that was tax day. No, it's not. It's Believe Nation Day. All right, so that's our 1 year anniversary where we actually launched Believe Nation officially a year ago. All right, so we're actually going to be launching the book on that particular day. And we've got some special prizes. Stay tuned for Believe Nation Day, April 15th. I'll be live again on that day. But I want to share with you what Believe Nation is all about. Believe Nation is really all about you, all right? It's all about you developing in these 7 different areas that I want to share with you right now. If we can pull that up on the screen. This is what I call the 7 pillars to Believe Nation, all right? These are the 7 different areas that we're really going to focus in on with everything that we do, with every live that we do, every training that we do, every event that we have. So this experience that we have coming up, the I Believe experience, I truly believe that when you come out of those 3 days, you will have a clear directive and you will have a purpose, you will have a drive, you will have the determination, you will have the skills, the tactics, the techniques. You will have everything that you need, all right, in order for you to achieve in all 7 different areas that I'm actually going to just touch on right now. And then my special guest is going to hit on a couple of them as well. But the very first one is spiritual awareness, all right, spiritual awareness. That to me is the most important part, right? When you're really aware of your DNA, when you're really aware of the power that's on the inside of you, when you're aware of the God that actually lives on the inside of you, it now gives you the ability, it gives you the power to be able to access and really win in all of these other areas. So emotional strength, right? I believe that your emotional strength comes from your spiritual awareness. When you've got the right words on the inside of you, right? That is what empowers you to have the emotional strength to actually overcome challenges that you're having. Everybody's going to have challenges, but how do I overcome it? How do I have the emotional strength to actually do that? And I believe it's tied into your spiritual awareness. We're also going to tackle, I know right now it says leadership, but we're actually going to tackle your relationships. Okay, your relationships are very, very important. We're going to talk about that, and then that's going to lead into leadership. We're actually going to touch on your health and your fitness as well. We're going to obviously touch on your financial mastery, mastering your finances, really how to grow your wealth, grow your understanding about money. There's so many different ways to actually do it. We're actually going to be helping you with that as well. And then obviously your purpose and your contribution. All right, we're going to talk about that as well. So these 7 different pillars, we're really going to focus in on that at this event that's coming up. So listen, let everybody know about it. It is going to be off the chain. It is going to be absolutely incredible. Well, today, we've been looking forward to this. I remember getting a chance to hear and see Dr. Darius Daniels actually speak. He actually preached at Lakewood Church maybe about a month or so ago, a little bit over a month or so ago. And I was just really impressed with his delivery, really impressed with how he was able to really share just simple principles with people for them to really understand how they could actually grow as an individual, grow as a leader, grow in their relationships. And I was sitting there, I was thinking, I was like, wow, I would absolutely love to get a chance to meet him. And my good friend Michelle Williams was able to connect us, and immediately there was just a connection that we had, and I'm just glad to have him on this live right now. I know he's had a really busy day today, but he's definitely on here with us. And this gentleman, guys, I can tell you right now, is one of the most powerful voices in the world today, not just in ministry, but also in the world of business, the world of leadership, the world of building strong relationships as well. You're going to be truly impacted by this live, by everything he's going to be sharing with us here today. So, Dr. Darius Daniels, are you there?
I'm here, my brother. How you doing?
I am absolutely wonderful and fantastic. You're looking good. I like that green, man. That's nice.
Thank you, man. Well, listen, I'm trying to take my cues from the master. That's you.
Good deal, good deal. I appreciate it. Well, listen, before we get started, I want to say thank you for taking the time out to be with us here today. I know you're extremely busy, but you're busy doing what you're doing right now, impacting lives, helping people really grow in every different area of their lives. And I just felt like you would be a great asset to Believe Nation for people to really get from your experience, your expertise, and what it is that you've been able to accomplish in your life as well. So I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being on here with us. And I want to know, just, obviously a lot of people do know who you are, but we can start there and just talk about who's Dr. Darius Daniels. How did he get his start? How did we get to where it is that we are today?
Well, David, first of all, honored to be a part of this. Really, really value what you do and the way you're actually adding value to so many people. So thank you for all that you do and the contributions that you're making. And I think some of the implications of those are far beyond, what you see, what you hear about, and what you. My name's Darius Daniels. I'm from born and raised actually in Mississippi. I hadn't been in Mississippi. And really, I think, I went on this journey, I don't know, probably of self-discovery, probably during, my first few years of college there in Jackson, Mississippi. I really was on this path to go to law school. And probably about halfway through college, I started sensing that I wanted to use my life, I was supposed to use my life in a different way. And that is by serving people. And one of the ways that I felt like I was supposed to do that was through serving the church. And long story short is I wrestled with that. And we could talk about some of this later because I had you know, I came from a small town, Kilmichael, Mississippi, population 630 people, rampant poverty, very little opportunity for advancement of any kind. in the area, and I was just really determined and committed, not allowing my history to be my destiny, my past to be my future. So I wanted to go to law school, but long story short, senior year of college, I yielded to my sense of call, and man, pursued a path to seminary, and went to seminary at Princeton, and continued my education in a couple of other different places. But listen, I would describe myself in two ways. At least this is my aspiration, my sense of call. It's a people builder.
Mm.
That that's it, and I do that through a number of different avenues. But all of it, whether it's writing books, whether it's coaching people, whether it's serving the church, my passion is building people. I don't build organizations just to build organizations. I build organizations to build people.
Awesome, awesome. You said something about you coming from a small town. How would you say, coming from that environment, how would you say that affected your ability to grow initially, and then what did you do to get yourself out of that environment in order to expand your mind and expand the life that you have right now?
Well, I think so. I know this is a phrase you use frequently, and I think it's really important. It's like limiting belief systems, right? And I think geography, not just family of origin, but geography can affect your belief system. And so I think I can't take credit for, um, I would say, my exposure. That was something my parents were really, my father specifically, was really intentional about. So once I got into high school, he would send me to Dallas, Texas to spend the summer with my uncle, who was an
Mm.
entrepreneur. And it's what I call the law of exposure. It's exposure. Once you've been exposed, you can't be unexposed. And
Mm.
exposure awakens in you an appetite for something you didn't know was possible until you got exposed to it. And so I think that's what happened with me. I went to Dallas, and I saw my uncle. I saw people like me. And remember, my uncle's from Mississippi, same small town. And I see him in Dallas, and I see what he's doing. And so I didn't want what he had, but when I saw what he had, it awakened in me an appetite for something that I wanted for me.
Mm.
And I really got to give the credit completely to my parents there.
That is a that is a tremendous mouthful. We could literally end the live right there if people understood what you just said. The law of exposure, geography, affecting your belief system. It talks about when God told Abraham to leave, right, and to leave his father's house and to
Yeah.
go, right, go where I will show you. He had to move him from that environment, and then also what he also did was he had to move him away from some people as well, right? So you get out of that environment in Mississippi meant that you had to leave some people behind, right? And in order for you
Mhm.
to grow. How was that? And do you see that people find that difficult at times to leave people behind in order for them to actually reach their destiny?
So one, I think that's amazing insight about Abraham. Two, I really think you struck something with this people piece, and I'm gonna tell you why. So yes, it can be difficult, um, because here's the thing too, right? Sometimes it's not just the change of your location that puts distance between you and people. It's the change of your condition that puts distance between you and people, right? So you evolve in a way, and they don't, and that's so some synergy and the vibe you used to have is just different because it's like I'm just not really on some of the same stuff now. So I'm going to tell you, Dave, I struggled with this, and here's the thing: I didn't struggle with moving forward. I was never tempted to not move forward.
Mm.
I was tempted to pause my own progress by attempting to drag people along who were demonstrating they didn't have an appetite to go. And so there can be, with evolution and advancement, there can be this sense of, I don't know, guilt is probably the closest. It's not the best word, but it's the one that's coming to my mind. Because some of the people, David, you leave behind in your present are people that added value to you in your past.
Mm.
So you like feel this obligation. It's like, you were there for me when no one else was. You feel this obligation to invest and invest and invest. And I got this epiphany several years ago, and I actually taught a lesson on it, did a sermon on it called "The Five Types of People You Can't Help."
Mm.
And once I got that epiphany, that revelation, it kind of freed me from the guilt of feeling overly responsible for people I was no longer responsible, that I wasn't responsible for. That I'm responsible for my growth. I'm responsible for my own evolution. I am not responsible for what happens as a result of that.
Mm, yeah. Can you share that? Can you share that with us? The five people that we can't help. I want to
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Who
yeah,
are those five
yeah.
people?
Five types of people you can't help. Now, so for me, the most influent, and this is, I'm not even saying this from a spiritual perspective. I think I would say this even if I wasn't a person of faith, and that is the most influential thinker and the most influential thinker on my life is Jesus, and 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 one of the things that he did when he was mentoring his apprentices, he he really told them how to respond to people who didn't have an appetite for what they could actually contribute. And so
Mm,
I came up with this thing, five types of people you can't help. And it doesn't mean you give up on people. It means you give them up to God. So here it is. One, you can't help people who don't want it.
mm.
That's it. You can't help people who don't want it. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You can't people who. I'll start here. You can't help people who don't think they need
Mm.
it. Two, you can't help people who know they need it and don't want it.
Wow.
Three, you can't help people who don't want it now. You can't help people, number four, who don't want it from you.
Hmm.
And then five, you can't help people who want you to help them their way. So that's
I think
that's
my
kind of the
I think
Cliff
my
Note version of
favorite
that.
one is number five. That's my favorite one.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite one. You cannot help people that don't want you to help them. They want you to help them their way, not your way. Is that what that means?
Yeah. It's like they say they want help, but they also want to guide and direct the way that you help them. You know what I mean? So it's almost like so let's say people who like request mentorship, things along that line, and I
Right.
may say, hey, you probably want to read what I've written on this or listen to some of the things, and it's people who want to avoid or want to control. I'm not even saying customize. They want to control the methodology that a
Mm.
person uses to actually help them, and it's like, um, yeah, if I help you your way, there's a large possibility that I'm not actually going to help you at all. I'm appeasing you,
Right.
but I'm
Right.
not necessarily helping you. And so I think that's it. It's like, no, don't give me a book. I want to sit with you. And it's like, bro, if you want. So I don't know. It's some people may find that a bit harsh, but it's
No,
to
no,
me,
it's
I
not.
don't I don't think it's that way.
No, it's not harsh at all because when you what happens in that situation is that they're probably looking for a shortcut. They're looking
Sure.
for the shortest possible way to get to what it is that you have. That person to me is the parasite. Mike Murdoch talks about the difference between a parasite and a protege. And a
Mm,
parasite wants what's in your hand, right? They want what's
mm,
physical, what they can see. They want maybe the house you live in, or maybe the cars you drive, or the amount of money you have, or the family that you have. They want those things, but they're not willing to pay the price to really find out what's in your heart, because it's what's in
yes.
your heart that allows you to have the things that you have. Does that make sense? And that takes time. That takes time. That takes study. It takes a tremendous amount of service. Most people want to be led. Most people want to be mentored without paying the price of service in order to earn that mentorship. And I'll have people ask me, "Hey, listen, what would you like for me to do?" I don't have a list. I don't have a list of
Hmm.
things. Right? Let me pull out this list of what you need to do to be able to earn my mentorship. That takes time, the building of that relationship. And
Yeah.
how do you see? Because I've heard a lot of your information about this, and it's extremely powerful. How do you see the correlation between leadership and relationships. How important do you see a connection between those
Yes,
two things? Yeah.
I do. I do. And so this is what I think too. I think for me, they're inseparable. And I'm going to tell you why. Because for me, leadership at its core is influencing individuals or organizations toward their purposes. So, so I think the key word here is influence, because influence is a gift someone gives you. They
Mm,
allow you
mm,
to influence them. They allow you to influence them. And that gift that they give is going to be a result of their recognition that you're trustworthy. And this is what I mean by that. Trustworthy in two areas. One, your character. Am I safe with this person? Will they exploit me? Are they authentically interested in what's best for me?
mm,
Two, your competence. Do they know what they're doing?
mm.
Every time, I don't have much now, but when I sit down, I trust the character of my barber, but I trust the competence of my barber. I trust that you know what you're doing.
Mm.
And I don't feel like you're able to really build authentic influence without having what I call relational intelligence. You cannot. Now, you can have compliance, but I don't think real leaders want compliance. You want buy-in.
Mm.
You can have people who you make follow because of, I don't know, fear of employment or things of that nature. Or when you got influence, you make people want to follow. And that's something completely different.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's powerful. I was just sitting here and we were going over some things, and my mom, I asked her, I said, what do you think comes first? Do you think leadership comes first versus relationship, or do you think relationship comes first before leadership? And she said relationship comes first, because if I don't if I don't love you, if I don't like you, if I don't trust you, I'm not going to allow you to lead me, right? So it's
Hmm.
somewhat what you were just saying there, that relationship has to be built in order for that leadership to come into play. And then she said also that there are some relationships where there isn't necessarily a leader there. If it's a friend, it's not necessarily a leader in that situation, but there still has to be that love. I came up with an acronym for leader some years ago, and that L stands for love. I don't believe that you can really be a great leader of people unless you love people, right? The
Hmm.
greatest leader I've ever seen was Jesus, and that's where it started. He had to love. That had to be there in order for him to even come here. Love had to play a role in that. And then as a leader, the next thing is to be able to set the right expectations. If you're going to lead an organization, you're going to lead a group, you're going to lead a team, you're going to lead a family, there has to be certain expectations. And expectation is another word for vision. What's the vision for that group? What's the vision for that organization that you're building? Where are we going? Right? Yes, you're my leader. Yes, I know I trust you. I love you. But you're saying, are you competent? Right? Do you have a vision for where it is that we're
Hmm.
going? Or is your vision changing every 2 weeks? Right? Is your
Hmm.
vision changing, every month? Is it changing because circumstances change? No. That expectation, that vision has to be very clear. People have to see it all the time in order for them to go. And then obviously you got to take massive action. A leader takes massive action towards that vision, right? Every single day to wherever it is they're going. And then discipline. And I want to pause here because I've watched you now, and I've noticed something about you, that you're extremely disciplined in what it is that you do. And so I wanted you to touch on that in leadership. Why is it that so many people find it difficult? I have my own thoughts about it, but why do you think people find it so difficult to be disciplined in order to do the same thing over and over and over again until they get the result that they desire?
All right. So I don't want to wade too much in the wrong side of the pond here, but for me, my thought process on that kind of flows a little bit from it's a little theological in the sense that it's what I believe in terms of the way humans are wired, if that makes sense. What
Mm,
is instinctive and intuitive for for humans. And that is, humans are instinctively, intuitively hedonistic. It is, I'm not talking about the festival in Jamaica. I'm not talking about getting there refers more to pleasure and happiness. And so we're driven by that. And what discipline requires is that you often postpone an inferior type of and quality of happiness so that you can step into and experience a superior quality and type of happiness.
Mm.
And so I think at the root, at the core, we just lean toward pleasure. Discipline requires doing some things that you don't want to do now so you can do things that you want to do later. And I think that's difficult for people. Secondly, I think frankly, the spiritual and the personal development space does not shout this loud enough.
Mm.
I don't think that we reveal you're pursuing. And that actually, even in the context of leadership, the first leader, like I've never seen, David, an amazing leader. I'm not talking about a famous leader, but an amazing leader who does not lead themselves well.
Mm.
Because the most important person and the most consequential person you'll ever lead is you. I actually just took this course on them in this executive leadership certification. And people were talking about leadership and credibility. And and you build credibility with others by the way in which you lead yourself.
Mm. Yeah.
But everything is leadership.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
budgeting,
That.
relationships. It's all leadership.
Yeah. That first word, lead, right? That last part of it, that discipline, because it's impossible for you to lead others without you first leading yourself. And I think the true mark of a leader is someone who does have discipline, who does have the ability to pay the price of of discipline, because that's really what it is. It's a huge sacrifice that you're going to have to make, sacrificing, the little things or even some of the big things in order to get to where it is that you want to go. I believe people lack discipline because they lack belief. Truly, I think at
Good.
the root of it, I think that's what it is. They lack the belief that if I do this over and over and over again, I will get that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because, like you said, we run to pleasure, right? We
Mhm.
run to what feels good. So if I know that me doing this, which does not feel good, will eventually lead me to what will feel good, right? Because when I was out every single day prospecting 10, 15, 20 people a day, belly to belly, going to Home Depot, going to Walmart, right? Going to grocery stores and acting like I was shopping, putting things in the cart, not buying anything, but just looking for people to talk to create clients. I did not want to do those things. Those things were not fun. Getting kicked out of malls, that was not fun. Setting up presentations and people not showing up, that was not fun. Prospecting people, getting the phone number, finding out it was the wrong number, that was not fun. But I knew that if I kept doing these things, if I kept the discipline of doing it over and over and over again, one day it was going to lead me to this life that we have today. So at the root of it, people do not have the discipline to do the work that's necessary in developing themselves in leadership, because they don't really believe the end result is what it is that they're going to have. And that's what this event that's coming up is really going to be all about. People are going to leave the I Believe experience, and hopefully you can attend the event as well. But people are going to leave this event really understanding exactly what they need to do. All right, exactly what they need to do to accomplish the goals, the dreams, the desires that they have for their lives, not just in the world of finance, but in every area of their lives. That spiritual awareness, really getting that connection, understanding the power that's on the inside of them, and then gaining the emotional strength that is needed to really face today's challenges in their relationships, in leadership, in their health, all right, in their finances. And then so eventually they can live a life of purpose and contribution. So I'm pumped up about it. And before we end this live here, I want you to kind of dive into something you mentioned, relationship intelligence. I think you said it a different way, but what is that all about? Can you touch on that? What is that exactly?
Yeah, it's actually a concept, David, I came up with several years ago now. I think it was last year, January last year, I released a book on it. And so it's just basically this. It was an idea that was birthed from this revelation epiphany for me. I saw this. I saw this in my own life, and I saw this as a pastor who's in the people whose life is serving people. That people's greatest joy and greatest pain was coming from the same place, and that was relationships. Um, I saw people in end of life situations passing away, and I've never once seen a person who's passing away ask for a thing. They always ask for people. It was ask about people.
Mm,
And so this is what I found. I found though that although it is one of the most important areas of our life, it is also one of the areas where people are it's people get education on how to manage their money, people get education on how to manage their spiritual life, but when it comes to people's kind of um, their relational world, much of the way they manage it was like emotionally. It was experimentally. It's like you just always rolling the dice. And I just felt like when an area is this, there's no area of your life that's not impacted by your relationships. Spiritual health, emotional health, professional progress, are all directly, indirectly impacted by your relationships. So when something is this important to your well-being, you cannot afford to be elementary in the way that you understand it.
mm,
And I believe, again, Jesus, who's the greatest influencer on my life, models what I call relational intelligence, this recognition that everyone is equally valued. From Wall Street, you live off the street, you're equally valued, but everyone does not. That is distinction is important. Everyone's equally valuable, but everyone does not add equal value to you. It's important to recognize that and align. I hate to use the word, but categorize relationships appropriately. And so that's at the core what relational intelligence is. It's the ability to define and align your relationships.
mm.
And that alignment piece is aligning your expectations. What are you expecting? Because some people are frustrated with people because they're expecting something that you just they've never shown you they're going to give you. And then two, you align your investments. Is this idea of avoiding casting your pearls before swine, this idea to make a discern before you make deposits. And because some people get frustrated with that, I gave all of this and that, and it's like, yo, they never demonstrated fruit that they're the kind of person that reciprocates. So that's what it's all about. It applies in every area of life, and
Awesome, awesome. I know we're having a little bit of technical difficulties there. I don't know if it's the internet, whatnot, but I think we got the gist of it. I would like the team to roll something out. We've got a bit of a special announcement that we want to make here, and then we're going to come back on. If we can get that video ready. Dr. Darius Daniels, we're gonna share with the world what's going to be happening July 16th to the 18th in Orlando. If we can go ahead and play that, roll that beam footage, and then we'll come back in a sec.
Absolutely phenomenal. There was no expense spared, number one. Number two, energy was high and through the roof.
Thank you so much, David, for this incredible event. Thank you so much for your mentorship.
Hi guys, Morgan Simpson here at the Believe Nation Experience. It was the environment of a lifetime.
My life has totally changed. The information that I got here is definitely going to take my life to the next level.
You weren't here, you should have been here. Life-changing event.
Man, look, shout out to the one, the only, the legend of legends, the hero of heroes, the hymn of hymns, David Imonitie.
All right. So we got the main video that needs to come up. Just 1 second here. Is Dr. Is he still on?
Yes,
So
sir.
we're going to be having Dr. Darius Daniels. He's actually going to be one of the featured speakers at this event that is actually coming up July the 16th to the 18th. I'm really, really excited for this. Really, really pumped up. I believe that people are going to be tremendously impacted by it. Do we have the footage now? Okay, let's go ahead and play it and then we'll come back. All right. All right, good deal, good deal. Really excited about this, man. It is going to be off the chain. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They won't know which day yet that you're going to be speaking, but we're looking forward to it. And you're going to be diving into everything that you've been able to learn, experience, and really give to the entire world. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, man, really excited and pumped up and appreciative that you decided to be a part of what it is that we're doing here with Believe Nation. So anything you want to say before we actually close out this live today?
Well, listen, man, I'm just saying I'm excited, and I hope people really make the most important investment they can ever make, and that's an investment in themselves. And I think this is, investing their time, and it's something that I think could be transformative for them. And I'm really, really excited about attending and contributing to it.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we're very excited as well. And guys, listen, July the 16th to the 18th, you do not want to miss it. Go to believenation.events to get your tickets now. Get the VIP ticket, get your gold ticket, get your teams, get your organizations, your company, get them to this event. They're going to get exactly what they need in order for them to go out there and make 2021 the greatest year of their lives and make the rest of their lives an amazing, amazing, amazing experience, guys. What I've learned is that everything that you want to accomplish in your life, no matter what it is all possible if you know how to believe. You have to know how to do it. There are techniques, there are strategies, there are tools, there are methods that are out there that we've mastered, that we've taught other people, thousands of people now that have gone on to create financial freedom for themselves. We want to teach you those same things as well. So it won't just be me. This is the very first announcement. We've got a few more announcements of who's actually going to be at this event, but I thought it was going to be best to have Dr. Darius Daniels be the very first announcement that we have of who else is going to be getting on that stage. Guys, it is going to be a star-studded event. Like I told you guys, the budget for this event is in the 7 figures. You haven't experienced anything like this before. The opening act to the end of the show, it's going to be off the chain. All right, so go to believenation.events and you'll see everything that you get with the VIP ticket. You'll see everything that you'll get with the gold ticket as well. And then don't forget, April 15th, ladies and gentlemen, April 15th, that's Believe Nation Day. We've got some special announcements. We've got the book release that's going to happen that day as well. But we've got some major, major, major announcements that we're going to have for the birthday of Believe Nation. It's just 1 year old, and we're moving very, very fast to impact the lives of 1 billion people. Dr. Darius Daniels, thank you so much for coming on this live. Didn't want to give them everything on this live here today because I knew you were going to be one of the featured speakers come July 16th to the 18th. So I'm really pumped up. I'm going to be fed while you're up there speaking, so I'm looking forward to it as well. So thank you so much for joining me on this live today.
My pleasure, brother. Take care.
All righty. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next live here really soon. The next live that I do will have another announcement of who is actually going to be at this event as well. It is going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care. God bless.
Absolutely phenomenal. There was no expense spared, number one. Number two, energy was high and through the roof.
Thank you so much, David, for this incredible event. Thank you so much for your mentorship.
Hi guys, Morgan Simpson here at the Believe Nation Experience. It was the environment of a lifetime.
My life has totally changed. The information that I got here is definitely going to take my life to the next level.
You weren't here, you should have been here. Life-changing event.
Man, look, shout out to the one, the only, the legend of legends, the hero of heroes, the hymn of hymns, David Imonitie.
This process of creating the belief is what brings the right people into your life and moves the wrong people out of your life.
Believing is what makes things possible, and I'm going to be showing you today exactly how to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
If you haven't already, make sure you register for the one in July because I will see you there.